some things like for example, if I put a napkin next to her on the table, she throws that to the floor. Like she just slides it off.
Yo. She's a G.
She takes food. She'll take something and she like automatically, if it's fun, anything vegetable, she starts spitting it out. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, she says. And then she'll push her plate, and sometimes the plate will flip over. She throws her sippy cup, like she slides it, but she slides it in a way that's gonna tip over every time. Yeah, she's just wilding, man. And then she's
Have you tried walking out on her when she does that?
Walking out?
Like let's say
if I'm eating at the dinner table, how am I walking out?
Like if you guys are eating and she does that, and then you like, if you're all together or whatever, collectively, just calmly like tell her whatever, like, yo, that's not good, and then you get up and leave the room and let her melt down for a few.
But it would have to be everybody, like get the grandma up, get her mom, her baby's now in the baby chair. Like that's just not, like I'm trying, like we tell her like you're not gonna, because she gets like a dessert treat, and so that's how we get her to try to eat as much as of the food that she's saying she doesn't like. Like she has this thing now, it's a stage. Everything that's a treat or a snack, she can eat all for days.
Right.
We put like a meal in front of her, that becomes impossible to try to get her to eat it. And stuff that she used to love.
I mean, look, I know nothing here about it, but I'm just guessing. I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, it's obvious that it's like an attention, right? Which her jealousy is equaling that she wants more attention, and she's reaching for ways to figure out how to get that attention. So I guess, I mean, I don't know if you've tried this or if it's worth trying, but I guess the whole like her trying to get the attention, and then as soon as she does that, you show her less attention by either walking away, starting to ignore, as opposed to reacting to it. Because if she doesn't get a reaction, or it makes tough. People clear the room, I mean, you're probably going to have to endure a bunch of meltdowns and everything, but I don't know.
But not just meltdowns. I'm worried about her hurting herself or doing something that can, breaking something. If I walk out on her, because she has like a pretty, like she does this thing also, like when she does something that's noticeably wrong, and let's say it makes the baby cry or just knows it's wrong, and then like I'll look at her and I'll raise my voice like, I can't believe you did that, or don't do that. When she knows straight up that it was wrong in that moment, she turns on this like fake cry, but she makes herself cry and then runs to me to hold her like, a crying baby.
Got him.
No, she's got no. And then this is the thing too, man. Like, so every morning it's like a roller coaster. Every morning I'll get her out of her room, or my girl, but I'll usually do it because she's with the baby. And my daughter wakes up usually pretty happy every morning. She's happy. The minute we come down the stairs, and I might have said this on the podcast before, and she sees that baby still in this house, her mood changes.
Every day.
Every fucking day, to the point where the one day that was just a terrible day, like, she was having back-to-back tantrums. The baby was having a bad day. Just a bad day overall. That day that she was doing so much stuff, I was trying to, implement like timeout and all this crap. So I finally had it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you up to your room, and you're gonna go into your bed, which she despises now, and you're on timeout. She threw the biggest, like like not even fit, I don't think could describe it. She just had a meltdown of epic proportions, and then like you look at this is my baby, like the cry that she had, and her saying, "Daddy, no," and it's just like, as much as anybody, any parent or any adult or any fucking physician or doctor tells you, oh, they're manipulating, and you walk away from that shit. My heart just sunk seeing her like that and hearing her, because she sounded like she was suffering. Like I walked out of the room for a second, but I stayed right outside the room. And I can't help to think, like, at the end of the day, if you put yourself in her mind, she was an only child for a certain amount of time, getting all this love and attention from two people. And all of a sudden, from one day to the next, that changed. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't seem to go to that it's going to go back to what it used to be. As an adult, that would be hard. Imagine a little child. Now, I know, for an eternity, everybody, there's siblings and this and that, but it just, seeing her and dealing with her, I'm just like, I'm sensitive to it, and I feel terrible, man. Terrible. And then I feel terrible for my son.
But so you're not oblivious to what you're doing, right? So like you know she's manipulating you, right? There's no harm coming.
Manipulating? It's like the Olympics of manipulating.
Yes, the way it's happening in your house, yes, it's like the Olympics. But you know this, and but your guilt. I'm gonna call it your guilt. Your guilt makes you just say fuck it. I know what's happening, but I can't just let her keep crying or whatever. So you appease whatever she's reacting to. I know you've heard this 100 times, but the answer really is, even if you outside bawling your eyes out, I've done this. You feel like the world is ending because you can't. You're forcing yourself not to go in there and like do whatever your kid wants, which is take them out of that situation. You just, for a particular amount of time, like timeout. My wife always tells me, I don't know if this is written somewhere, but she says it's a minute per age per year of life, right? So if they're 1 minute of timeout, whatever. Maybe try that for, in her case, 2 minutes. I don't know. I know
I did a minute for sure.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to, like, even afterwards, like the next day, she does something and I go, I raise my voice. I'm like, Emmy. And she goes, time out.
She checked you.
Yeah. and I don't know if I told you guys this.
She's like, time out.
On or off the podcast.
Do the Manny maneuver where she goes to bed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
She'll lose her shit. So I don't know if I told you guys this on or off the podcast, but the other day we had the chance to take her out. Did I tell you guys this on the podcast?
Yeah. You did last episode.
That we got to take her out. My girl,
and everything was great, right?
No, just her mood.
Yeah.
Like I felt like she was just like reminiscing, of a time before. She was just so happy in her face. And that's the thing too. Like I'm seeing her face and she's looking so serious and so angry at the world for such a little being, like I'm just like, how can someone be so angry? And she's angry, man. She's like visibly, like in her mind, I feel like she's contemplating all kinds of crazy things, which I'm sure is not the case.
Relax.
But she'll sit there and I'll put on cartoons or something for her sometimes, and she'll just sit there and look at it, and you just see this anger in her face. She just look, and I go, "Are you enjoying this? Do you like this?" She goes, "Mm-hmm." And she just.
Are they gonna share a room when he's old enough?
Nah, son.
That was the idea, but now I don't even know because, I don't know.
You have to build her another fucking annex to the house.
Well, no. When he's older, the idea was for them to share a room while he was young.
Yeah, I mean, when he's old enough to.
Yeah, like for like the next year, that was the idea. Like for the next 2 years, for them to share a room, but that's not gonna work. Like today, she does this thing, and you guys can see me, the listener can't, but she does this thing where she goes like, then she goes, "House, daddy, house," and I go, "Yeah," and then she goes, "Mommy in house, daddy in house, Nugget, which is our dog, in house, Emmy in house," and I go, and mommy in house, and daddy in house, and Nugget in house, and she just looks like scared. Like she's like, there's nobody else in this house.
What are you talking about? Is you delusional, Dad?
We tell her, kiss your baby brother. No, she says nope.